Good morning, everyone. How are you all? I hope you all are fit and fine. Let me first congratulate to those who attained high grades, and also I welcome you all to join online classes. Dear students, we know that due to corona pandemic, the whole country has locked down itself, so the country is struggling with school also. So our school has started online classes. You must take advantage of this opportunity. Now it's easy to make connection with you all, and this will help us to cover the syllabus and to maintain the flow of study. My dear students, success has no shortcut, so be responsible, be sincere, and be creative. Yes, let's we move on today's topic. Advent of Europeans. What is that? Advent of Europeans. Yes. First of all, the history of India can be divided into three periods. One is ancient, and another one, second one is medieval, the third one is modern, isn't it? Yes. In this class you are going to know about the modern period in the history of India. In this part you will learn about the beginning of the modern period and what are the kinds of sources, then why did the Portuguese trade interest in India, because of that what were the impact presence in India, isn't it? These are all you are going to know in today's topic. Yes, the first one is in the 18th to 19th centuries, many of foreign travelers, businessmen, religious, and public servants who had visited India had left behind the experiences and feelings in various parts of our country. The historical evidence of modern India helps us to understand the political, socio-economic, and cultural developments of the country. Since its inception, which means the official transaction in India, the Portuguese, the Dutch, and the Danish, the English recorded their office functions in the government records, and maintained records are valuable resources to help them learn about their involvement in India. Whose involvement? Europeans' involvement in India. Yes, the most important archives on those days are Lisbon, Goa, Pondicherry, and Madras, isn't it? See the picture on screen. See the map. Lisbon, Lisbon, Goa, Pondicherry and Madras. Pondicherry and Madras. These are all the most important archive on those days. Archive. What is the meaning of archive? Yes, archive is the place where historical documents are preserved. Where the historical documents are preserved is called archives. It is called archives. Yes. See, here two kinds of sources. One is written sources and another one is material source. One is written source and another one is material source. It helps us greatly to write history. After the invention of printing machine, see the picture on screen. Johannes Gutenberg. See the picture. Johannes Gutenberg on screen. He only invented the printing press in 1440. After the invention of the printing machine, numerous books were printed and published in various languages. As a result of this, people were able to easily learn about the fields of art, literature, history, and science. And also, Europeans learned about the abundant wealth of India from the travelers of Marco Polo and some foreign travelers. See, Marco Polo was a business traveler from the city of Venice and his travel experience are recorded in a book. It was very helpful for Europeans to learn about China and its capital Beijing, then India and other Asian countries and all. So Marco Polo's tips attracted the Europeans came to India. Yes, the second important person, and the second important person is Anandarangan. Who's that? Anandarangan. See the picture. Anandarangan is a name that should be important in Tamil historical reference documents. He was a translator. He was a translator of French Governor General Dupleix. Who's the Dupleix? From 1736 to 1760, secular records. What is that? Secular records. Who find that? Anandarangan find one and only written secularly valuable account of his periodical reference to French-Indian relations. To French-Indian relationships. His reference on historical evidence that explicitly describes political solutions. Describes political solutions. Written sources included literature, travels, diaries, biographical pamphlets, government documents, and manuscripts. Yes, let's be back. Anandarangan is a name that should be important in Tamil historical reference documents, and he served as translator of the French Governor General Dupleix. Then the historical treasury, documentary and literary diaries that helps you learn about French state. He is also known as the English Samuel Pepys. The English Samuel Pepys, the forerunner of the world. Samuel Pepys, the forerunner of the world, and the dairy movement, who is also known as Pepys of India. Pepys of India. And also Anandarangan hailed the dairy wanderer. Dairy wanderer in Tamil, Natkuripu Vendar. In Tamil, Anandarangan also called Natkuripu Vendar. Yes, listen. I repeat the name of Anandarangan, that is Pepys of India, because of Samuel Pepys, right? Yes, Pepys of India, and also called dairy wanderer. Dairy wanderer in Tamil, Natkuripu Vendar. Natkuripu Vendar, isn't it? Yes. Archives. The next topic is archive. Archive means already you know the meaning of archive, right? What is the meaning of that? Archive is the place where the historical documents are preserved. Where the historical documents are preserved. Yes, NAI, which means the National Archive of India. NAI stands for National Archive of India. It's located in New Delhi. It's located in New Delhi. There are many archival documents and manuscripts dealing with British India at the Indian Office Records, London. It containing real evidence of India's political, socio-economic, cultural and scientific life and people activities. It's one of the largest archive in Asia. It's one of the largest archive in Asia. Then see the picture. George William Forrest. Who's the George William Forrest is known as the father of the Indian National Archive. Father of the Indian National Archive. Yes, the next topic is Tamil Nadu Archive. Tamil Nadu Archive. Already I told you the meaning of archive, right? Do you remember that? What is the meaning of archive? Archive is the place where the historical documents preserved. Where the historical documents preserved, isn't it? Yes, already you learned NAI also, right? NAI stands for National Archive of India, isn't it? Yes, in this topic you have one more acronym, that is TNA. That is TNA. TNA stands for Tamil Nadu Archive. Tamil Nadu Archive. It's located in Chennai. It's located in Chennai, and TNA is one of the oldest and largest archive. Oldest and largest archive in South India. In South India. Most of the documents in Tamil Nadu Archive are in English, and there are collections of Dutch, Danish, Persians and Marathi administrative records in French, Portuguese and Tamil Urdu also. And collections of Dutch records of 1642 are in the Tamil Nadu archives. These collections are associated with Cochin and the Coromandel Coast. Cochin and the Coromandel Coast. In India, there are four coastal lines: Coromandel Coast, Northern Sarkar, Malabar Coast, Konkan Coast. What is that? Coromandel Coast, Northern Sarkar, Malabar Coast, Konkan Coast, isn't it? Yes, the Dutch records are associated with the Coromandel Coast. The Dutch records are associated with Coromandel Coast, isn't it? With the efforts of Dogwell, the Madras diary records, which means Natkuripu Padivugal, isn't it? Natkuripu Padivugal were published in 1917. The publication of Madras diary records reveal his keen interest in promoting historical research, while he started a new chapter in the history of Tamil Nadu. Who's that? Who started the new chapter in Tamil Nadu Archive? Dogwell. Who's that? Dogwell, isn't it? Yes. Up to this, you learn written sources. In the next video, we will discuss about material sources and how did these sources helps us to knowing about history. Thank you.